And it's a quote by a Japanese Zen master named Kodo Sawaki. As far as I know, he lived in the mid 1900s. And he said, as a human being, whatever you do, you should do it in a way that can't be repeated a second time. What can be repeated is best left to the robots. Life doesn't run on tracks. Birds don't sing in major or minor. Bodhidharma's teaching does not fit on lined paper. The Buddha Dharma is wide and unlimited. When you try to hold it still, you've missed it. It isn't dried cod, but a live fish. Living fish have no fixed form. There's a lot in that quote, but I think basically there's a message that when things are alive, nothing is fixed. Our consciousness wants to fix things because we feel like it'll be safer. But essentially, life is an ongoing process that is never fixed. So when he says a live fish is never fixed, it's always changing. And in the image before, he said it's not dried cod. I remember traveling in Asia, and when you're near the ocean, there are all these shops that sell dried cod, and they've got these fish filleted, and they're opened up like this, and they're dried. And to me, the image in my mind, they look like bats, like flying bats. And once it's dead, there's no more change. It's fixed. And those cod just sit there. They hang on, they're like on hooks on these lines, and there's hundreds of them. And they're just fixed, they're dead. But a live fish is always moving. And even with a sense of repetition, the beginning of the quote, he says, when you're doing something, do it in a way that can never be repeated. Well, a contradictory idea is that practice is repetition. But just think how many breaths you take in a minute, and then multiply that by how many minutes in a day, and then multiply that in how many days in a year, years in a decade, breaths in your life. No two breaths are the same breath. It's not possible. Each breath is unique. Each alive moment is unique and fresh and new. What makes us feel like it's repetition and the same is the way our consciousness puts things together. When we think about things, we kill them. We freeze them in that 9th level of hell, in that ice. That's how Julie reminded me of this image. Our consciousness freezes things. And I think we do that so much because it feels safer than being a live process that's always changing and that we actually cannot control. So our Zen practice is less about learning how to control our lives and more about how to stay present and in the moment, in the midst of the change. So our practice isn't oriented towards figuring it out so that the struggle disappears. But our practice is actually oriented to staying open and present, being flexible and alive enough to work with the situation as it's changing. All of us on some level want things to stop so that we can enjoy them. But as soon as they stop, we also stop enjoying them. really, our life and the life that we're embedded in is an ongoing, unfolding process. And with each breath, we can work to be more present.